Prophecy, Chapter 4, Part 3. She reminded herself, still not entirely convinced. Stonepelt was already rooting through Weed Whisker's nest, plucking out stale, stinky strands of bracken. Bluepot hurried to help him while Weed Whisker sat to one side, his eyes half closed as though he was dozing. "Pass the moss," Stonepelt meowed once they'd removed most of the bedding. Bluepot picked up a wad and dropped it into Weed Whisker's bed. Stonepelt expertly tore it apart with his claws and tucked it among the remaining stems of bracken until the nest was deeply lined, it's soft and green. "We'll get fresh bracken tomorrow to bolster the sides," he promised Weed Whisker. "Good," Weed Whisker yawned. "My bones ache in this weather." "He didn't even say thank you." Bluepot whisked some spare moss aside, but held her tongue. Weed Whisker climbed up into his nest and began to work on lark songs. There's a star!" he complained. "Let me look." Stonepelt offered at once. Weed Whisker leaned stiffly out of the way. Stonepelt rummaged through the bedding until he found a tough piece of moss. "Just a bit of root," he meowed, plucking it out and tossing it onto the pile with the old bedding. Weed Whisker shook his head. "That's the trouble with new apprentices," he said. "Digging every bit and stick of moss, and every bit of stick and stone in the moss." He climbed back up into the nest and curled down. "Couldn't you have found some that was drier? This is a bit damp." "It'll dry now. It's away from that tree," Stonepelt promised. Bluepot had to hold her tail still, though she couldn't stop trembling. "How ungrateful!" Her claws still ached from slicing that moss, and all Weed Whisker could do was find fault. But Stonepelt showed no sign of annoyance, just turned to Lark Song's nest and went back to work. Stiff with anger, Bluepot crouched next to him and helped. She was worn out by the time they'd finished all three nests. Carried the old bedding away and dumped it beside the dirt place. The leaf-fall sun was starting to sink behind the treetops. "You deserve a meal," Stonepelt told her. Get something from the fresh kill pile and go share with your den mates." He nodded to where larks up upon past Paul eating. Said the stump. "You've worked hard today." His praise lifted Bluepot's spirits. Dipping her head to him, she padded to the first kill pile and picked up a mouse. As she settled beside Patchpaw, she eyed Leopardpaw coldly. Some den mate sheep teasing Bluepot like that." The black she cat was eating a thrush. She paused for a moment. "I bet they didn't eat any, thank you." Bluepot stared at her. "You mean the elders?" "Every cat knows they complain about everything," Leopardpaw mewed. "I suppose they've earned the right, but it doesn't help when you're stuck with cleaning out the smelly bedding." Patchpaw rubbed his muzzle with a paw. "Fuzzypelt says they're grumpy because they can't do it for themselves anymore." "They're lucky they don't have to do it for themselves anymore," Leopardpaw commented. "Here." She tossed the morsel of thrush to Bluepot. "This mouse won't fill you up if you've been clearing out nests all day." "That mouse won't fill you up if you've been clearing out nests all day." For the time, Bluepot felt like a real apprentice. She purred. "Thanks, Leopardpaw." "Den mate share," the black cat answered. Cheerfully, Bluepot took a bite of the thrush. The foresty flavor sang on her tongue, and she hardly noticed the paw steps heading toward her. "I'll take you hunting now." Surprised, Bluepot looked up and saw Stonepelt standing over her. She swallowed. "Really?" "We'll leave that some pie. Let's see if you can use what you learned today on real play." Bluepot stared after Stonepelt as he paddled away to join Adderfang and Tawny Spots by the nettle patch. She felt dizzy with happiness. She couldn't wait till Snowpaw returned, as she could tell her sister how much she learned. Being a ThunderClan apprentice was the best feeling in the world.